I will fight always. For my nation or my honor, I will never be ashamed. Of my nation or my honor, I am proud of my nation. A nation most worthy of honor, I shall always be oppressed. I shall always live again. Written by Franta Bass, written in the Theresian ghetto. She died in Auschwitz, age 18, on the 28th of October, 1944.
Thank you. Theo Silverbeck.
Holocaust by Barbara Sonnet. We played, we laughed, we were loved. We were ripped from the arms of our parents and thrown into the fire. We were nothing more than children. We had a future. We were going to be lawyers, rabbis, wives, teachers, mothers. We had dreams, then we had no hope. We were taken away in the dead of night, like cattle in cars, no air to breathe, smothering, crying, starving, dying. Separated from the world to be no more. From the ashes, hear our plea. This atrocity to mankind cannot happen again. Remember us, for we were the children whose dreams and lives were stolen away.
Thank you. Charlie Selby.
Fear by Eva Pickford, aged 12 years old. Today the ghetto knows a different fear. Close in its grip, death wields on the icy side. An evil sickness spreads, a terror in its wake. The victims of its shadow weep and writhe. Today a father's heartbeat tell his fright, and mothers bend their heads into their hands. Now children choke and die with typhus here. A bitter tax is taken from their bands. My heart still beats inside my breast, while friends depart for other worlds. Perhaps it's better, who can say, than watching this, to die today. No, no, my God, we want to live, not watch our numbers melt away. We want to have a better world. We want to work. We must not die.
Thank you. The next stage of this evening is the shofar blowing. The shofar's cry reminds us of the cries and tears shed by 6 million of our Jewish brethren and almost 11 million people in total, including Slavs, the Roma, political and religious dissidents, homosexuals, and the mentally and physically disabled. The shofar blowing is led by David Pample and Ethan Katz. Thank you. Now we come to prayers for this evening. I'm now going to say the Keil Mali Rachamim prayer. Before I do, I just wanted to relay a fact that I found this week. The world's population has more than tripled since 1939. The world's population in 1939 was 2.3 billion, and today the world's population is 7.7 billion. Contrast it with these figures. There were 16.6 million Jews in the world in 1939. Today, 75 years after a third of world Jewry was murdered in the Holocaust, there are 14.7 million Jews in the world, 2 million fewer than 1939. And that, I think, depicts the gravity of the loss. I'm now going to say the memorial prayer for the victims of the Holocaust in Hebrew. El Moirachamim Shoichein Bamroimim Hamse Menuchon Chayna Al Kanfei Hashechina B'malais Kedoshim Utahorim Kusai Harakiyam Asidim Es Nishmois Acheinu B'nei Yisrael Hakadoshim v'hatahirim shenoflu b'dei roitzachim v'nishpachtamam b'Auschwitz, Majdanek, Treblinka, uv'shom achanos hashmad b'Europa, shenergu, shenishchatu, v'shenisrafu, v'shenitpa'u, v'shenechnaku al kiddush Hashem, Babu Shekol Kol Kadosh Hazeh Mispalalim Baras Koras Nishma Isam Began Eden Teimenu Chosam Lochein Balrachamim Yastirein Besisakonof Echol Yoilamim Utsara Batrachayim Es Nishma Isam Adonai Hu Nachalasam Martin Bandel is now going to translate this prayer into English. Martin, are you there? Oh, there you are. We can't hear you at the moment. I can't hear you at the moment. If everyone could put their thumbs up when it's audible, that would help.
O God, who art full of compassion, who dwellest on high, grant perfect rest in thy divine presence to all the souls of our holy and pure brethren, whose blood was spilt by the murderers in Auschwitz, Belzec, Bergen-Belsen, Dachau, Majdanek, Sobibor, Treblinka, and other extermination camps in Europe, who were killed, strangled, burned and buried alive for the sanctification for thy name, for whose souls we now pray. May their resting place be in the Garden of Eden, and may the Master of Mercy shelter them in the shadow of his wings for eternity. And may he bind their souls in the bonds of life. Hashem is their heritage, and may they repose in peace in their resting places. Now let us say, Amen.
At this point, thank you, Martin. At this point, I'm now going to hand over to Ilan Galkov, who is going to take over the screen, I hope, with a rendition of Hatikva that has been carefully orchestrated. So over to you, Ilan. Thank you, Ilan.
Thank you.
I'm now going to ask Sam Schlesinger to recite the prayer for Yom HaShoah, composed by the former Chief Rabbi Lord Sachs.
Today, on Yom HaShoah, we remember the victims of the greatest crime of man against man. The young, the old, the innocent, the 1.5 million children, starved, shot, given lethal injections, gassed, burnt, and turned to ash because they were deemed guilty of the crime of being different. We remember what happens when hate takes hold of the human heart and turns it to stone. What happens when victims cry for help and there is no one listening. What happens when humanity fails to recognize that those who are not in our image are nonetheless in God's image. We remember and pay tribute to the survivors who bore witness to what happened and to the victims, so that robbed of their lives, they would not be robbed also of their deaths. We remember and give thanks for the righteous of the nations who save lives, often at risk of their own, teaching us how in the darkest night we can light a candle of hope. Today, on Yom HaShoah, we call on you, Almighty God, to help us hear your voice that says in every generation, do not murder, do not stand idly by the blood of your neighbor, do not oppress the stranger. We know that whilst we do not have the ability to change the past, we can change the future. We know that whilst we cannot bring the dead back to life, we can ensure their memories live on and that their deaths were not in vain. And so on this Yom HaShoah, we commit ourselves to one simple act, Yizkar, remember. May the souls of the victims be bound in the bonds of almighty life. Amen.
Amen. We're now going to conclude the service with the resuscitation of Adon Olam. If anyone would like to join, I'm not sure how it works on Mass, but you're free to unmute yourselves to join in to conclude the service. Again, I want to reiterate thanks to everyone involved in setting up and organizing this event, especially I've been working with Shoshana Weiner, who's put so much amazing talent and effort into this evening. Thank you, Shoshana, for everything you've done. Also, I'd like to thank Jacques Weiser, Stephen Grossman, and all the team. If I've left anyone out, please speak up now. So thank you all of you, and Ilan for that beautiful rendition, and all the youth and everyone who participated this evening. You know who you are, and I thank you. So together we're going to sing the traditional tune of Adon Olam, and then that will conclude the service. Adon Olam Hashem